most your own film? The maximum rewatches or...
Oh God, I don't know. Maybe it would be, I think, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. I'll just, it's an honor to share this stage with her as a also personal admirer and a fan of her work. But we are so honored to celebrate her latest release and her almost 25 years in the industry with this film festival that is so reflective of her amazing talent, her amazing range and her diversity as an actor. It's 25 years, 67 films and 67 amazing collaborations, and I wish we had the time to show all the 67 films this festival, but we chose 6 and we feel it rightly reflects her bold choices and her amazing and very innovative portrayals over the years, and we're very honored to be a platform that shows all her shades as an artist. So thank you for being here and welcome, and congratulations.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Kareena Kapoor Khan. I think that's what a star is, because while we started the proceedings here, all eyes were right at the door waiting for you to make that grand entry. I'd request all of you to please take your seat. Super. So, very happy to be in conversation with the three of you. Like I said, thank you for making the effort to be a part of this very special evening. क्योंकि अगर आज आप यहाँ नहीं होते तो आपको लगता है कुछ गलत हो रहा है, कहीं कोई ट्रेन छूट रही है. Kareena, I will obviously start with you. 25 years has got nothing on you. You look as beautiful as when we first saw you in the J.P. Datta film, making your debut. Your characters today, part of pop culture, whether it's millennials or Gen Zs, we all have seen your characters, we love you, we keep saying your dialogues. How does it feel?
As cliche as it sounds, but it just feels like I just gave my first shot yesterday, because that's the kind of energy I have inside me. So I think I still have that that fire, that want, that need, that that greed of wanting to just be in front of the camera. So today I think I'm feeling honored and humbled, because obviously I'm so grateful to PVR and all of you, to Niharika, to everyone who's actually thought of having this festival for all my films, because I still can't believe it's actually going to be 25 years. But I'm so happy that everyone's going to get to watch all the fun movies, as well as some films that I feel deserve so much more at that time are going to get it now, because they're all going to come and watch it, again. So I feel really, really happy that I'm here, and we're going to talk about my movies and how I enjoyed playing those characters. So very, very excited.
I know, I'm very glad you said that, because there's so many of the films that you, I'm sure, would have wanted for people to see again, and we're getting a chance to actually be able to do that on the big screen. We're talking of today. This Kareena Kapoor Khan Film Festival coincides with the release of your latest, The Buckingham Murders. Again, getting rave reviews, and that's something you've brilliantly managed through your career. This balance between our masala commercial hit films, where we love to see you in all your poo gorgeousness, and of course the critically acclaimed ones. What do you feel about your latest offering?
I think Buckingham Murders was a very brave film, because it's a film that we set out to do, which would be very true to its its ethnicity, its authenticity. We wanted to shoot the film in a small town in England, and it was a story about that. But the way Hansal wanted to shoot it, we were like, we can't have people speak in Hindi, the local people living there. So we said, let's make a Hindi and English and a Hinglish film, but let's stick to its truest form. So somehow I just wanted to do it. I thought after 25 years, if it's not now to experiment and do something different, it's going to be never. And I've always actually tried to do that with films like Chameli and Dev, very early on in my career. So it's no different now that on its 25th year, if, I would want to do something different. Because every other film, the commercial genres like The Crew and Singham and everything is so much a part of my DNA, and it's always going to be a part of me. And, that's going to be life. But I also want to do things and try out different things, sometimes as an actor as well. So it's important to strike that balance, and I'm happy I've done that because, people are watching that version of the film, of the English film, and loving it. So it's a sense of, it's a good feeling to know that, okay, people will go to brave out different films as well.
Lovely. We as cinema lovers are in for a treat, and as huge fans of Kareena here, I'm going to ask you the simplest question. Which is your favorite film of yours?
I think it's so unfair to pick one film, considering like Niharika just said, I've done 67. I didn't even know that. I think after a point, you just lose count as what number film it is.
Okay,
so
let
it's
me
difficult.
rephrase it. Which is the film you've seen most, your own film? The maximum rewatches, or...
Oh God, I don't know. Maybe it would be, I think, Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gham. I think just as half the world has, I think I'm pretty much a fan of that film as well because, I love the idea of family, tradition, just that warmth. It gives you that warm feeling. I think that's what everyone kind of loves. And that's why it's, I think, one of the most loved films also.
I think, Kareena, you must also be given credit for giving us a prototype of a Hindi film heroine that we keep seeing versions of. So you played Geet and you were Pooh, and after that there are these so many characters in different films, even now with varying percentages of the Geet quotient and the Pooh quotient. What do you make of it today with your experience and the benefit of hindsight when you rewatch, say, a Pooh or a Jab We Met? Did you ever imagine that it's going to be such an integral part of popular culture?
Not at all. I think when we were doing Pooh, at least I was following just Karan's instructions. I mean, I knew it was like a super fun character, but no one really thought that, 25 years later, you'll still have characters based around who are like her, That was never really the intention, because I think when you set out with an intention of saying that we have to make this character great, or, this has to be amazing, it's going to be fab, and, think that. I think it just happens. Magic has to be, it just has to happen, You never really know when you're creating it. And with Geet, it was the same thing, because I was shooting Tashan simultaneously. And Tashan was like a really big film, because it had Akshay Kumar, it had, Anil Ji, it had Saif Ali Khan, and, it was a YRF film. Whereas Jab We Met was like, it was more like, it was like we were new, and, Imtiaz had done one film, and there were never really any big names attached to it at that point. So I was always like, I'm like, Tashan is going to be amazing, and, I'm working on this body and going to do my action film, and I would just like, come on the set, but my focus was Tashan. But I didn't really know that what was happening, and then Jab We Met just released, and, not that Tashan isn't special, but people just loved Jab We Met more than that. So when you think that, everyone's going to watch this, but everyone watched that. So there was no real plan that, it's going to be amazing. I was also a bit like, no one really thought that. So it just happens. I think magic should just, happen. It can't be planned. I mean, we say it can be created, but it's just
Listen, I completely get you because another thing that wasn't planned and it happened and it felt like magic was the whole Sananana trend. Suddenly the
Again,
song
after
from
like
Ashoka.
18-20 years.
And we were all waiting for you to probably do that reel or trend. What did you make of it? Were you surprised?
No, I was just like, oh God. But though, I mean, I think it truly is an iconic song because of the way Santosh shot it. There was something very raw but yet sexy about it. And everyone wanted to see it was like, this quintessential heroine who was, the classic under, the waterfall and being fun, and people connected to that energy, I feel, somehow. And I'm so happy that Ashoka is part of the re-release list because it truly is one of my most favorite movies. Because, I mean, I was like, I think 20, and it was obviously my first actual film which I did with Shah Rukh, because in K3G I was an opposite Shah Rukh. So for me, Ashoka will have amazing memories, and I think the music, look at it, like you said, the trend. So I think people are going to come to the theatre and going to watch it because the music from Raat Ka Nasha to San Sanana, it was all just, it was so ahead of its time, I think.
Super. You know, a lot of filmmakers that you have worked with, your co-stars, have on record said that, listen, Kareena is spontaneous. Like the camera's on and she's another person and you don't know where that's coming from. I know you cannot ask a magician, ki batao bhai apne tricks. But honestly, I mean, you of course have it in your genes, that's no surprise. But what do you do, especially with your dialogues and your delivery? Because you almost make it your own in a way that today we find it so hard to believe that you're not Pooh or that you are not Geet. How is that possible?
I think half the decade went where people thought I was Pooh and like I lived like her and had all these couture clothes and thought that I was so cool and went on, whatever, okay, that's Bebo. And then the other half of the decade went on with people, believing like I'm the Bhatinda ki Sikhni.
You never stopped talking.
Yeah, I never stopped talking. But maybe I'm a mix of both, people who know me. But I think it's not about that. It's about that, like I said, that I'm so passionate about acting, and also have to credit so many of my directors and the actors who've been so amazing in so many movies, like whether it was Omkara also that's playing at the festival now. I think like Saif was just out of this world, and I had a trial and I called, it's just an instance, like I called everybody. Like I said, it's such a good performance, so I'm going to call all the directors from like Mani Ratnam to everybody, all the directors. I'm going to have this trial and call all the directors because I think I've done really well in this movie. So I had this trial in Film City and everybody was there, and of course Vishal and Coco and Vivek and everyone were there, and Saif was also there. And I was like excited that they're going to watch me as Desdemona, because Dolly Mishra is like, she was one of the most, actually Shakespeare never really wrote too many female characters, so it was like such a special character. So I called all the directors and made them sit and said, okay, now this is it. And in interval, everyone came out and was like, yeah, really nice, really nice. We loved everyone, and like Saif was amazing. And then the movie ended, and everyone was like, you were fab, but where's Saif? Where's Saif? Where's Saif? And I was like, what has happened? I called everybody to praise me, and then suddenly everyone just flocked to Saif and was praising him. But so I have to credit a lot of my films and actors bounce off each other's energy. So I think great films like Omkara or Jab We Met, we've always bounced off each other's energy. Whether it was Amir in 3 Idiots also. So famous scenes, you need to take from them as well. So I also want to take this opportunity to thank all my actors, in all these wonderful films, whether all of them, because it's just, without them, none of these films, whether it was Omkara, Jab We Met, any of them that's playing Ashoka would not be what it was without them.
How lovely.
Kareena here. You're
So
there.
I'm so sorry.
Just the last one. You're there in the industry since so long,
I've been
और
asked
जिस
to
तरह
be
का
very
और जिस तरह का काम आपने किया है, we all love it. चाहे वो पू की बात हो, चाहे वो गीत की बात हो, और अनगिनत किरदार. ओमकारा वाकई में काबिले तारीफ. जब आप क्रू जैसी कमर्शियल फिल्म करने के बाद द बकिंगम मर्डर जैसी फिल्म करते हैं, जो बिल्कुल अलग सिनेमा है, एकदम अलग किरदार है आपका, वो मतलब क्रू आपने अभी की, वो कमर्शियली इतनी कामयाब फिल्म है, ये इंग्लिश फिल्म है, ये आपने की, ये जुर्रत कहाँ से आती है? और जब क्रिटिकली कोई फिल्म कामयाब हो जाती है, जैसे बकिंगम मर्डर को बहुत तारीफ करी गई, लेकिन कमर्शियली उतनी कामयाब नहीं हुई, तो हाउ डू यू हैंडल दिस?
आई थिंक आफ्टर सो इतने सालों बाद, इतने सारे कैरेक्टर्स करने के बाद, अगर एक्टर्स ब्रेव चॉइसेस नहीं ले पाते हैं और अलग फिल्म्स नहीं कर पाते हैं, तो आई थिंक दे कांट जस्ट बी नोन एज कि अगर मैं जिंदगी भर सिंघम और क्रू में काम करूं, तो आई थिंक वो यू ऑल्सो वॉन्ट टू डू थिंग्स डिफरेंटली. वो टू लास्ट 25 years एक ही टाइप की फिल्म में हम नहीं काम कर सकते हैं. अलग अलग फिल्म काम करने में वो एक लॉन्जेटिविटी, एक रास्ता देता है, एक ऑक्सीजन टैंक जैसे बनता है. एंड आई थिंक फॉर अ फिल्म लाइक, मैंने चमेली, आई डिड इन माई करियर एट द एज ऑफ 22. आई थिंक नोबडी थॉट, तब सब कह रहे थे कि नहीं, करीना नहीं कर पाएगी ऐसी टाइप की फिल्म. एंड फॉर दैट टाइम इट डिड सो वेल. सो आई थिंक दैट at this stage in my career, it's also important कि अलग अलग किरदार करना ज़रूरी है. कि करीना ये भी कर सकती है, वो भी कर सकती है. At the same time, गीत जैसे रोल्स ही नहीं कर सकती हूँ मैं. I can't only keep doing गीत all my life. जैसे मैंने कहा कि आधी जिंदगी ऐसी ही चली गई. पहले 10 साल के लोग समझते थे कि ये गीत ही है, अभी ये पूर्ण टाइप के ही रोल्स. तभी तो then people were just offering me those kind of roles. तो अगर if I had picked every role like that, I think आज ये फेस्टिवल नहीं होता, क्योंकि वो रोल would not have been part of pop culture. अगले 25 साल करने की ताकत है कि अलग अलग रोल्स, कुछ फिल्में 100 करोड़ हो, 500 करोड़ हो, बट कुछ फिल्में अगर कुछ लोग भी देखे और तारीफ करें, आई थिंक वो उससे दिल खुश भी हो जाता है कि ऑडियंस इज देयर टू वॉच दिस काइंड ऑफ फिल्म.
Beautiful. I think on that note, all smiles.
हो मैडम, मैं मोबाइल